I'm ready. Come at me, Qi Rong. Did not hear what he said just now. Let me turn up the volume like... Excuse you? What? Good evening, little seabirds, and warm greetings to wherever you are in the world. This is Amelia, aka Spaced Out Puffin, and you're watching me trying not to get confused by Heaven Official's Blessing, which apparently, after 1.5 seasons, is just now preparing to introduce one of their star players. I am, of course, talking about the Green Knight Touring Lantern Qi Rong. Because love him or hate him, he has still managed to snag a place in more than half of the comments I received for the last video. And yeah, I counted. I even kept a tally that I updated as I was reading comments. All this in spite of being mentioned only on 3-4 different occasions throughout the entire series. You'll have to correct me on that if I'm wrong. So in a sense, he's always been there, just you've kept him very under wraps. But this comment section I received, you guys really said, we don't talk about Qi Rong. But yeah, I'm aware this is the Qi Rong episode. I even got dressed up, kinda, sorta. Yeah, I know last episode was a bit above and beyond. I'm not committing to the cosplay bit, but I happen to have a total of 1 green dress in my closet, so why not be on theme? And depending on my reception of the character, I might regret this effort. For fun, I asked in a poll after last time whether or not you guys think I'll end up liking Qi Rong or absolutely despising him. Basically, knowing me after 1.5 seasons of TGCF, what do you think I'll end up feeling about Qi Rong? And that poll ended not overwhelmingly positive. Like, obviously don't take that poll too seriously. Liking a character for the value they put into the story and liking a character because you feel like for them are very different things. Judging by what you guys have been telling me, I will be thoroughly entertained. But as with all characters, at the end of the day, I am always curious about how they'll make me feel. And with Qi Rong especially, because he seems to be a very polarizing character. Love to hate him, I think, is the most commented comment I received about him. I guess what I mean is, take Hua Chang for instance. He comes in and I'm seeing all these tropes I like, and I have never felt as seduced by a man dressed up in fucking butterflies. And like, he's cool. And now that has turned into, oh my god, this poor boy just wants to be loved. Someone please help him. What can I say? I look at him and I feel love. Another good example could be like Pei Ming. I like what he's bringing to the story. I love how all of season 2 is just him throwing his petty pity parties over losing his heir person, his boy who he had big plans for. And yeah, maybe I am a bit influenced by the fact that I know that he's a fan favorite for things that happens later. But right now, he gives me the, love him for cracking me up. But he is balancing more on the side of dislike than like at the moment. And you know, with most characters, these are things that will change throughout the series. So my impression after this episode might be different in a few episodes or in a few novels. I guess I just want to assure you that I will be very honest about it. And also I think my face it's too expressive. I can't lie for shit. Anyway, I'll put up a better picture once I have one. But like, what a pose. Also, the little fires in front of him came out more blue than green for some reason. I think it's the paper. So yeah, I'll need a better picture. But for now, we end the last episode in Qi Rong's lair, about to go meet the man himself, I'm assuming. And with the anticipation that Qi Rong or someone close to him might be a part of the whole young An puzzle that we're currently solving. So what do we know about Qi Rong? He is first mentioned in season 1 episode 2. Maybe it was 3? I think it's 2. He's mentioned regarding the hanging corpses in the trees, which we learned that Xuanji, the ghost bride, hung up there as a kind of offering to him because that was his thing, that's his style. Like, apparently they were working together. And the corpses in the trees created this blood rain. A bit of a we don't need to get Crimson Rain. We have Crimson Rain at home. He's mentioned again in season 1, episode 4 as one of the 4 calamities. But unlike the other calamities, he is only a wrath level ghost, not the devastation level. And in the same episode, we get our first look at him as this still image, looking a little bit edgy. After that, he's not mentioned before season 1, episode 12, in the context of HuaLian talking about the other ghost kings after HuaLian asks him something about the ghost realm. Can't quite remember. But what I do remember is that HuaLian says that both he and Blackwater really seems to dislike him. Like he is a rat, which I admit might have colored my perception a little bit. In season 2, we hear about him again in the 3rd episode, where HuaLian stays at Paradise Manor and HuaLian has to leave for a bit because apparently Qi Rong's henchmen are attacking Ghost City. And now again, in episode 7 of season 2, we are in his lair. So how can we summarize Qi Rong? I'd say he's a wannabe ghost king in name only, with a penchant for the most gruesome sorts of violence, gives delinquent twink vibes, and is also a candle enthusiast. I'll honestly be disappointed if there aren't modern AUs out there where he is obsessed with scented candles and burns like a dozen of them at a time. What? I don't know, I feel like his apartment would smell like a teenage girl's unaired room after she decided to spray 5 perfumes on all her clothes. Anyway, backtracking a little bit, the reason why Qi Rong is so interesting to us is because while he bothers HuaLian bothers with him. Why? Actually, I think we're about to learn why, which is why I'm so excited about this episode. This is still important because, narratively speaking, we're kind of meant to side with HuaLian, right? So we're already going into this episode with this idea that Qi Rong is trash. So while that has been planted in us since the end of episode 1, and you know, before that because he sided with other evil ghosts, it's still important to consider the character's agencies and that HuaLian needs to have a reason to dislike him, which might be too mild a word. I have some theories and predictions involving Qi Rong, but that episode had a lot of things going on. My boy. Yeah, we're confronted with the fact that maybe Best Boy has seen some shit and he did not escape unscathed. Not wholly surprising, especially considering the fact that we did have a prologue read-along. He might be a bit broken. He might be a bit insane. But you know what, HuaLian? I'm not like those other gods. I saw that glimpse of crazy. I might even have seen that little bit of murder. But I adore you, regardless of it all. However, I think my situation is very much a POV when I'm in a loving and adoring HuaLian competition and my opponent is Crimson fucking Rain Salt Flower. So yeah, today I'll need to rant about how HuaLian made me believe in love again. And also how Tai Hua is quickly becoming one of my favorite side characters in this series altogether. There will definitely be some talk and predictions regarding the Fengxin/Yong'an arc developments and reveals. What do we call this arc? Is it the Fengxin arc? Because I've been calling it the Fengxin arc. Maybe you guys have a more fandom-wide name for it. And a little sneak peek of the Fengqing spin-off show of Heaven Official's Blessing, which is about them roaming around fantasy China to bicker, fight spirits, and have passionate, rage-filled makeup sessions, while occasionally bumping into HuaLian on the road and pretending that they do none of that last thing. But before we do any of that, I need to clean up all this. Like, I know we're getting into conclusions, so I want to get my bearings a little bit before I give you my new theories, and preferably get a timeline up, temporary or permanent, we'll see. Like, I don't think I'll need to run another court case anytime soon. I'm gonna take these down. But the first thing I want to talk about is swords. Specifically about how I'm about to call Sword Protection Services. I heard HuaLian is the head of that office. Because I've been witness to sword abuse. Not of people with swords, of the sword. Hua Chong. Yeah, I just watching's reprimand of Erming is deeply upsetting to me. That's only a half joke. Like, Erming really gives me very childish vibes. Like, timeline-wise, I do think that it's implied that he carved it out at a later date after he became a ghost to create his spiritual weapon or whatever. But I have this headcanon that Erming is basically the weaponification of Hua Chang as a young child. Like, we especially see it in the almost childish way he shows adoration for HuaLian. Like, that very human need for touch and warmth and affirmation in that sense. Something that is very important for child development and that I bet Hua Chang did not get a lot. Building on our theory about Hua Chang and his unfortunate circumstances as a young child. I already talked a little bit about my Hua Chang Erming theories in the last episode, so I won't bring them up again, but Hua Chang, please treat your sword better, or I'll take it away from you and give it to HuaLian. Like, he's been collecting children left and right, I'm sure he can start collecting swords. In fact, he's already started. Yeah, this gnarly looking thing is actually with HuaLian now. Yes, you heard correctly, our boy is armed and dangerous. He's very hesitant about it, but that's fine. He looks cool as fuck. I decided that because the background is so dark, the best thing to do is to just cut out the sword. I've also decided that I'm an idiot. I should have just printed a better image of the sword. Kinda satisfied. It's a lot longer originally, I just sharpened it a little bit. And it has HuaLian's hand on it already, I can cut it off. You get the point, he has the sword now. So, what is up with this sword? Long Chencho had it. Like, he throws it down in front of HuaLian, so he has it from somewhere. Has he been taking care of it ever since before he ascended and then he took it with him to heaven? That makes it out to me like it is not just any old sword. I mean, the design kind of gave it away too, but it must have some sort of importance. It's not HuaLian's style design-wise, nor is it a sword that he uses in the flashbacks that we see in episode 1. However, it does give function vibes, kinda. So the theory I have for this is that this is a sword that was either gifted or crafted for him when he was acting as the preceptor of Yong'an. This is the theory that makes most sense to me, because if it was something he carried before, A, why would he be carrying a sword around when he is, you know, begging on the streets? That's a bit conspicuous, just saying. And my second point being, why leave it behind if it was important enough for you to be carrying it around, you know? And he seems pretty hesitant about picking it up at all. So I feel like with his function persona, this is something he wanted to leave in his past in Yong'an. But it's come back to him now, so we'll see if it stays. Okay, let's do some more board cleanups. Like, first off, one of the things that's changed is that Lang Ying is now in the care of Windmaster. So we'll put him over here. And as is Ban Yue, who is resting in a pickle jar at HuaLian's temple, Puchi Shrine. Her presence with the Windmaster is slightly more important because, as we know, Pei Ming kind of wants to get his hands on her and, yeah, wants her to take more of the blame for what happened in the Ban Yue arc, I suppose. That leaves us with Pei Shaw down here, who is, exiled. Yeah, we don't know when he's gonna pop up again. And also General Kamo, who I have no idea. I've heard that characters are likely to pop up again in this show, and so far they have been treating their background characters with much care. So if I run with that, these guys should probably stay on the board, or at least somewhere where I can recall them. We have our little banishment corner over here, which is mostly for characters who have been mentioned but never actually entered the narrative. But you know what? Since Pei Shaw is kind of still connected to Pei Ming's motivations and to Ban Yue, I'll put him over here. And Kamo can go over here. Okay, what else? I don't know why Mount Tonglu is up here actually, between Lingwan and the Emperor. Like, this could probably go with Hua Chang again. He has a lot of places connected to him. But yeah, Mount Tonglu, the place where the Ghost Kings are selected after the big Ghost Pokemon Championships. I suppose I could put function up here just to clear some more space. Right, we have some loose threads on this board as well that I'm just going through now so that I don't forget about them. We have the child spirit from season 1 that still hasn't been mentioned since episode 1 of this season. And also the puppet master from the Banyu arc of season 1 that we still haven't revisited. Still keeping them at the back of my mind and up on the board. From this season, I guess our only real loose threads are the Waning Moon officer and his connection maybe to the martial god of the West, Xuanyijin. Because if what Windmaster theorized, well, hinted is true, then this guy with his cursed shackle is a god who used to be the martial god of the West. So that's something to keep our eyes out for, I suppose. Any new things? We learned important information. Functions one fear. Women. Super important. So how about we get working on that timeline? Yep, gotta move him out of the way. Let's give it a go. So the story as we're following it starts 800 years ago with HuaLian, then 17-year-old, saving a child and fighting a ghost. Like, you know, what normal 17-year-olds do. If you're more than 17 and you're watching this and you haven't even saved your first child yet, like, I'm sorry, but time is running out, chop chop. Save yourself that Huachang. Which leads to HuaLian's first ascension. 3 years later, Shanle falls, and HuaLian falls with it, enduring his first banishment from heaven. At some point after that, he works his way back up to heaven, earning his second ascension, which lasts for not even half an hour before we're back on banishment for the second time. Which leads us into the grand period of before our next known historical event, which took place about 300 years ago. You're gonna have to correct me on this, I didn't want to Google anything. Which is the Yong'an or Fangxin arc. The next time we see HuaLian after that is in the Banyu Kingdom acting as General Hua. An event that took place about 200 years ago as the two preceptors were 100 years apart. I don't remember where I have the number 200 from and who said it exactly, but it's there, and that's what I'm rolling with. Banyu Kingdom 200 years ago. And then a couple of 100 years later, HuaLian ascends for the third time, which brings us to now. Now, we have a few events to place around this timeline that we're not sure exactly where it goes just yet. The first important one to me being Huachang's death. Now, I theorize that he must have died during the fall of Shanle or right after it. We see Huachang in the flashbacks in episode 1 as a slightly older child, which corresponds very well to the 3 years between HuaLian ascending and Shanle starting to fall. So he was alive at least until Shanle's fall, but we don't actually know when we don't know what happened to him. We don't know if he got killed, if he got sick, if he whatever. That's a mystery, one that I want to figure out, and at the same time I'm not very keen to, but Huachang's death happens sometimes after the fall of Shanle, and I don't know, like probably before the second ascension, in this area somewhere. I'd like to find out. And another thing we have to figure out is, when did Huachang become a ghost king? Because it doesn't happen automatically when you die and you have a lot of resentment, you become a ghost king. No, you have to go to Mount Tonglu, you do the whole championship spiel. So although Huachang might have died as early as the fall of Shanle, he probably didn't become a ghost king until a little bit later. But I have been told already, indirectly, that he's been a ghost king for almost all the 800 years. Because the thing that people keep saying is that he's been looking for HuaLian for 800 years. So yeah, this prodigy, he became a ghost king quite soon after he died, I guess. So I'll put that close to his death. And one of the notable events that happens after Hua Chang becomes a Ghost King is him challenging the 35 heaven officials. This could have happened anytime after he became a Ghost King, and throughout this timeline, really, we don't know when exactly he started becoming, you know, a bother to heaven. What I do know is that it must have happened after Fengxin and Muqing became generals and their own ascended gods. Would that have been soon after HuaLian's fall or a little bit later? And are we talking hundreds of years later? Were they gods during HuaLian's second ascension or after that? Either way, I'm going to place a bet that it was probably after HuaLian's second ascension and banishment. Another event that has been mentioned to us with a year now is that Hua Chang destroyed Qi Rong's lair about 50 years ago, or at least that this lair that we're currently at is 50 years in the making. And now it is kind of unclear because I've had comments that kind of mentions that maybe Qi Rong has had several lairs and Hua Chang has destroyed a few of them, but we do know that the destruction of one of Qi Rong's lairs coincides with Hua Chang receiving his title Crimson Rainsword Flower, KRZF for short. So while it might have been earlier than this, I'm gonna put that up here for now. Okay, puzzling out this timeline has made me a little bit more confident because I kind of feel like I know where we're at, and it also helps me visualize just how far we are between HuaLian's 17th year and what was Lang Chencho's 17th year. We're talking hundreds of years here. So even to Lang Chencho, the tales of the Crown Prince of Shanle were old tales, you know? And therefore any information he might have about it might be pretty incorrect. Yeah, just sip of water from my green glass that I brought out for this green occasion. We're going into episode 7, let's go! Starting with, what's new Fengqing? Yeah, Fengqing and Muqing are out on their little adventure, little pride adventure. Being a little funny, being a little queer. I do not like their audience though. Yeah, heaven officials have since the very start kind of given me the grey vibes, but they've been especially infuriating for season 2. Like Hua Chang, when you did your clean out, only 33? Really? I think you missed a spot. Yeah, they're seriously super infuriating this season. We're seeing a lot of them just pissing me off by being very idle. Like, none of them are really trying to help, they're just there to be a gossiping crowd. When Hua Chang was in heaven, they were really fucking quiet for a moment. What a relief. At the same time, they do divulge quite a bit of information to the rest of us, so even though we should take it with like a shit ton of salt, they are quite useful to me as a reactor. Now, my big question is, will they make it to HuaLian? Because Taiwan did. It's been mentioned to me that he likely hit the right number on the dice, and that's why he was able to find them so quickly. He was just way luckier than Fengqing. And what an arrival. All grief, anger, and determination. To have his duel with his former master / teacher, because that will bring him closure. Spoiler, it doesn't. HuaLian whoops his ass by not fighting him. Well, kinda, sorta. He does fight him, he just uses every trick in the book to make sure that he doesn't have to use violence. Taiwa kind of gets on his ass about not being, you know, fighting like an honest man, but like HuaLian says, someone else might have killed you. So take the lesson, Your Highness, along with the gift of your life. So Taiwa spends the rest of that mostly tied up in NORWAY and gives us some plot-relevant information about the remnants of Shanle, perhaps the reason for HuaLian's role in all of this. And he then comes out with the accusation that HuaLian has tried to make him into someone like him. And on a surface level, this seems like a pretty sound accusation to anyone watching from the outside, because they are pretty similar in circumstances. Both were very young very talented princes of prosperous nations. And given the fact that Yong'an was the kingdom that replaced Shanle, like Prince HuaLian of Shanle being Feng Xin, who murdered the Yong'an royal family, like at a surface level it makes sense, right? It makes sense that he'd want to mentally torture the prince of Yong'an to feel the same pains and limitations that he did. Yeah, people think that happened. So yeah, they at the first glance, they are very similar characters from very similar backgrounds, but actually, I argue that they're very different. In the historical context, as we learn it, HuaLian was loved by his people. Long Chen-Chou, on the other hand, is surrounded by kidnappings, attempted murders and assassinations, and conflict. And it's safe to say that he's grown up in a royal family that's surrounded by this ever since he was young. At the same time, we learn that HuaLian, in the prologue, had several state preceptors, and he had Feng Xin and Mu Qing for companions, although they were his servants. Long Chen-Chou has his timid little guy and Feng Xin. The way I read this and the way I theorize about this is that Long Chen-Chou was probably a very lonely child, which also explains how quickly he attached himself to his new teacher, who was also his savior, why he respected him so much. And that massacre took all of that from him, not just his parents, but also that teacher. It left a lot of nothing and questions with nothing to answer them. One commenter mentioned this, and I've been thinking about it ever since, that yeah, this duel is fucking nonsensical, but to Long Chen-Chou, this is him trying to have any sort of a relationship with his former master. Like getting close to him in any way he can. This is an act of desperation. HuaLian in all of this says that this was all a front, you were just meant to see what I showed you. Well, I don't think that's all true. I think that he really tried to instill in Long Chen-Chou some of his way of doing things, with like caring for his people, advocating for unity rather than segregation. And again, from what we see throughout this season, HuaLian's interactions with Long Chen-Chou were like, you can't fool me, HuaLian, you cared for him. And I think that Long Chen-Chou felt that care when he was his student. This all follows with the exclamation from Long Chen-Chou that he will never become like HuaLian. The way he believes that he is shown that is by sparing the people of Shanle, the remnants of Shanle, from taking the blame for all of this, and ended the segregation of the Yong'an people and the Shanle people in his kingdom. The whole irony of that situation, of course, being that HuaLian would not have wanted him to be like him, to become like him, and he says so. And HuaLian, yeah, there's something here. The prologue has already given us hints. In fact, when presented with the metaphor that we hear about in episode 6, Long Chen-Chou says, maybe it would have been better not to have intervened at all. This line, it's in the prologue. It was not to say that the crown prince did not try, but it would have been better had he not intervened at all. The harder he worked, the more of a mess the war became. The people of Shanle were devastatingly battered and crushed. If it was said that Shanle was originally hanging on by a thread, then the crown prince came and cut it directly. So yeah, this is the story being told regarding HuaLian. In the case of Shanle, the story being told in the prologue from an outside party is that he shouldn't have intervened, but he does. He does that here as Feng Xin too intervenes in something in order to, I believe, protect the remnants of Shanle. And I wonder if this hasn't happened even more times throughout this timeline. And gosh, Hua Chang's face when he's listening to this and then turns Long Chen-Chou into a doll to give us all a break. let's give ourselves a break by ending this discussion with something wonderful. Knock knock, stranger. I am once again asking if you're interested in HuaLianism. Because despite being emotionally cock-blocked by multiple interruptions, we are making progress. Remember how I in season 1 said that HuaLian gives the vibe of someone who hasn't realized that they are the main character in ABL? I think he's starting to realize. I can feel it. It's spring. Ignore the snow. 3 syllables. No, it's not I love you. I'll be there. I've already been made aware that the stirring of the water that they chose as a visual in the Donghua has some really cool interpretations, such as HuaLian's calm, still heart being stirred, which I love. If I roll a 2, will I be able to see you? And then Hua Cheng replies, no, as long as you roll. Like, it doesn't matter what you roll, as long as you roll. I'll be there. I think we can emphasize the importance of this scene by contrasting it with another scene from this season, like the armory scene. Hua Cheng offers the armory to HuaLian and says it's a gift, it's all yours. To which HuaLian is a bit like, it's a bit much in it. Like, he is not understanding Hua Cheng's intent at all and tries to refuse it. And now in this scene, I'll be there. That confession is met with understanding. That quiet realization that, oh, he means this. Like, has anyone ever told HuaLian this sort of thing and followed through on it? Either way, this is a turning point in their relationship. Like, we are rebuilding HuaLian's understanding of the trust between them that he feels like he has violated throughout this whole stint in Ghost City. But we're going a bit further still. It is such a spellbinding scene. The dialogue, the setting, the performances, both in the Mandarin and in the English dub, are just... So yes, I saw HuaLian, and now I believe in love. You guys have also made me believe in love lately. I already had mail come into my postbox, and now I'm thinking about how best to share that with you, because I know not everyone is interested in watching me open mail on screen. So I'm thinking about how to make that its own thing. But to everyone who sent me letters, thank you so much. And if you would still like to send me something and get a puffin-themed TGCF card in return, my Postboks info will be in the description. I still have one prediction/theory that I want to do regarding this episode and regarding Qi Rong. But before we do that, let's quickly run through the mentions. Whew. I keep feeling so lucky that you guys are still donating to my coffee. Again, I feel like I'm not really giving you anything except for these videos that everyone gets to see anyway. So like, again, I can only hope that these shoutouts helps express how fucking grateful I am for everything that you guys are doing. So let's go through it. First up, another heart for the beautiful, wonderful Mary Silva. Thank you so much. And I actually think one of the letters I received are from you as well. I can't wait to open it. Big thank you to Choco-san for coming back this week. I'll be putting up a flower next to your name. Thank you so much for your consecutive donations. Thank you to Lo-Fi Bot for joining the followers at the Temple of Corkboards. I'll be putting up your name tag. And for Dio Val, thank you so much for joining us and for your donation. Bridge, thank you so much for coming back with yet another donation. I'll be putting up a cherry blossom up by your name this time around. Again, I know they're way out of season, but honestly, they're just year-round flowers for me. Big special thanks to Wheezy for your donation. When I looked up the name, it seemed like I had another donation from Yvette on the same account. Let me know which name you prefer. For now, I'll put up Ouija as the new name tag. And for your generosity, I'll also be putting up this Guardian by your name tag. Thank you so much for your support. And of course, for enjoying these videos. Another heart for Shori. Thank you for coming back to support me this month. Another flower. This time for Ninchin. Thank you so much for all your support and all your company. Another heart awaiting for the lovely Maru. Thank you again for coming back to support me. I actually believe I received a letter from Ninchin and Maru both. Gosh, thank you guys so much. I'm so excited to open them. Ioana, thank you so much for coming back. Here is another heart for your support. And lastly, Jackie, thank you so much for all your support over these months, and therefore I'll be putting up this cute little butt by your name. Look at the tail. It's like a heart. I think they're so cute. And I think that's everything. Here we are, upgraded board for this week. Again, thank you guys so much, and I hope you'll continue to enjoy the rest of this video. Alright then. So, I do have a prediction before we go into the next episode. Like, there will definitely be more reveals in the function arc, specifically relating to Qi Rong. Okay, so I'm trying to weave a theory into the timeline here. I think that Qi Rong could very much be involved in the whole function arc, because we now know that the Chandler remnants were a thing, and we know that some of them have been connected through the years to committing assassinations or attempting them. These people must have had a lot of resentment towards young An, perhaps for, you know, having had a hand in overthrowing Chandler. So my theory is that Qi Rong could be a remnant of Chandler, and that would maybe even tie into why Hua Chang despises him so much. Hua Chang, after all, too, is from Chandler. Because that is our question. Why does Hua Chang hate Qi Rong? Does Qi Rong know also about Hua Chang's connection to Chandler? Does Hua Chang's annoyance with Qi Rong perhaps stem from Qi Rong having painted Chandler and therefore HuaLian in a bad light? Like, a lot of this is just guessing, but the broad strokes is that I think Qi Rong is connected to this somehow. Like, even in all of this, there are several possibilities. Like, maybe Qi Rong was already dead before the Yong'an arc and involved himself as a malicious spirit. Or maybe he died as a consequence of it. Or, you know, just after it. Like, maybe even HuaLian and Long Chenqiu both knew him while he was still around. And that is why Long Chenqiu needs to meet him, to see him, and to understand that maybe he had a heavy hand in all of this, and HuaLian is simply taking the blame for the same reasons that Long Chenqiu did not want to blame the Chandler remnants. Like again, I don't know, but of course I'm always hoping that I'm on the right track. Though again, this is something that's based on very like context clues again. Gosh, I get so flustered hoping that my theories will be right. Is it disappointing when I don't get it right? I don't know, you guys. I don't know how many more Windmasters I can pull out of me. But I've given it my best, so I hope that maybe this amounts to something. Okay, let's do this. Let's roll into episode 8 of Heaven Official's Blessing. And wouldn't you know it? Wanna know what the episode 8 title is? The Green Clothed Ghost, Qi Rong. Yeah, I'm so ready for this. Okay, let's figure out the last parts of this arc. Let's roll. Okay, we've got lots of minions in a cave.
I heard there's a fresh batch coming in.
Fresh batch?
Let's go.
Of what?
As for Senlang's disguises, I'm surprised. I'd assumed you'd charge in.
Oh, would you like me to do that?
Are we seriously?
I was Smoking's just fine.
Are we seriously flirting about infiltration strategies? Oh my god, HuaLian, you're so cute as a blue little ghost, by the way. I love how HuaLian was saying that as a joke as well, and Hua Chang is just like, well, if you want to, it's not too late to make changes. We can always start with violence.
The truth is, I'm not very good at fighting. Or rather, I'm not good at handling what comes after.
Lying? What does that mean? You can fight, HuaLian. What does that mean? Not good at handling what comes after? I've already paused twice. Why am I like this? Let me just watch and react after a little bit.
No need to worry. I tried being direct. It didn't work.
Because he ran
Qi
away.
Rong be the person he wants Lang Qianqiu to meet? Why? What connection would they have?
That's my
I'll
question.
give Qi Rong one thing. He's annoyingly vigilant. He saw me coming. But I've learned my lesson. He won't escape this time.
Oh, watching is so cute, actually. Ah, here we go. Yes, I realized while watching the opening in my study session that this is Qi Rong. With his fancy mask and the green flames and everything. However, I don't think that it's Qi Rong we're seeing flashing in between. I really do feel like it's Bai Wuxiang. So I was wondering if there might be a connection between them. Just mentioning that again. Even though it's just a mention. Oh, this is so exciting. Okay, I'm ready. Come at me, Qi Rong.
The king will surely be satisfied with this new batch.
Humans. Oh, poor child. This must be so scary.
Senna.
Oh! No way! Oh, what happened? Okay, we're disguising ourselves as humans, of course, so that we can follow along with the humans. Watch him give me a fucking heads up. That was so long!
Senna.
Oh my gosh, it is he. Look, I've been like if you've been spending any amount of time with me throughout season 2, you will know that I've been whining about Sun Long since episode 1. I've been missing him so much. I never thought I'd see his face again. Well, I thought we'd get to see him again because one of the book covers has him on the front, the cover. But that's like volume 5. I didn't think that we would see him again so soon. I'm so happy. Oh, he's so cute. He's the side ponytail. That's just, I don't know, this makes me so giddy. And even HuaLian gets a new outfit. He looks so cute. Look at them.
Come on.
Quit your crying, you big babies!
Ooh.
You're gonna ruin the Ghost King's appetite with all your snivelly, snot-covered faces.
They're eating them. Oh.
It means to be better off dead.
Their food? Is he truly that foul? The other Ghost Kings don't eat people.
Double check with Watchang.
No wonder he's so reviled by the heavens and the ghost realm.
Okay, so cannibalist ghost. Well, he's not a human anymore, so is it cannibalism then? Okay, so he eats people, that's the thing, and that's what makes him so foul. Yeah, kids don't do cannibalism. Huachang will dislike you if you do.
Move it, people! Last one there gets thrown in the stew pot first!
Stew pots. This is very much like a child's nightmare. Very fairy tale-ish. Oh my god. What are we doing?
Save them.
Oh my god. Okay, I was just as shocked as Sun Long there for a second. Yeah, he touched your hand. But notice how this is development. Notice how Sun Long is not pulling away directly. Oh my gosh. Like, yes, HuaLian is grabbing his hand in order to write characters on it so that he can talk to him without talking aloud. But compared to season 1, episode 5, when we first meet Sun Long like this, and we have that scene where they touch hands when HuaLian tries to pull him back onto the ox cart or prevent him from falling, and then he just like immediately wants to pull away. Like can we say that he allowed that? Can we say that he allowed that touch? Like, we are developing both of them. HuaLian in accepting that, oh, maybe I have feelings. And Sun Long now in accepting that it's okay for HuaLian to touch him. He's not dangerous or disgusting or anything like that. Like, we're working on that self-depreciating issue, right? Gotta watch that one more time. Shocked Sun Long is my favorite Sun Long face now. Oh my gosh, his little breaths. Who's singing? Is it Qi Rong or is it the ghosts? The other ones. Oh my gosh. I do love how they weave all these moments like into these different scenes. Like, although the plot is happening, HuaLian is also happening, and it's just it's so subtle and so natural. And I just, yes, Sanlang, he touched you. He grabbed your hand. I'm so happy for you, Sanlang. I am so happy for you. God, I wish that was me. Holding him back.
Don't look above you.
That's gonna make him want to look above.
What's in there?
I paused to go back, but I think I paused at like a good point, I suppose. The hanging bodies, oh my god. Hanging bodies from trees, now we're hanging them from fucking cave roofs. Yeah, okay. He's into some really gruesome shit. I was too busy there for a second just like enjoying the casual hands holding, the way that holding hands is now just something we do on screen all the time. I also just want to mention that this hand-holding is strictly PG. It is not the R-rated hand-holding that we had to witness in episode 2 of this season. Gosh, I love them holding hands. Let me watch that again. It's gruesome. Did you lick that?
He's curing the meat.
It's like you haven't seen a hanging corpse before.
Curing meat.
What a bunch of
Holy
shelters.
shit.
I'm glad Mooching isn't here to see this.
Mooching would have had an aversion to this. A lot of people would have. Okay. Thank you, Sanlang. They were both very pleased with that, but oh my god. Yeah, they're sparing nothing for this. This is like I've kind of treated Qi Rong as more of like the comedic sort of thing that we're kind of expecting, you know? The delinquent wannabe ghost king who is below everyone else but tries to kind of up himself. But I guess I just didn't take into account how macabre that is in the context of this universe, trying to one-up the Ghost Kings, because they do and have done terrible things. Just the face disease by Wuxiang, whatever Sanlang has done, and Blackwater, who might be sinking ships. Again, no conclusive evidence. But yeah, wow. Cured meat. I ate cured meat today. Alright, we've got a bit of a throne. Someone's tied up in front of the throne.
Keep it moving!
Yeah, no one's sitting there right now.
Up the stairs! I want a clean, straight line!
Oh, huge pot. Boiling human stew tonight. Are we gonna be able to save them?
Stay in line!
Oh, it's not.
It's too late to run.
Holy shit, what is going on? What is he looking at? Who is that person? Is it a live person? It's not. It's a...
Sanlang.
No, is it? Stone? That... Was it...
Damn you, Prince Shenlu! How could you do this to your own people?
Leg! Give me back my wife and children!
You killed us all!
Oh! Yeah! That was... Beat his fucking ass, Sanlang. Shan the Remnant, of course. Like, this feeds into my theory again, because if Qi Rong is a Shan the Remnant, or is in any way connected to Chandler, he would have been around to help burn those temples and shit when the people decided that the god Crown Prince wasn't worth worshipping anymore. I'm gonna have to go back and watch that a little bit, but yeah, okay, that would make sense. That makes so much sense. If he is someone who came from Chandler or a remnant of Chandler, and he blames the Crown Prince and keeps statues of holy shit. He keeps a statue of HuaLian kneeling, tied up. Yeah, if HuaChang has seen that before, I totally understand. Beat the shit out of him, fucking hell. Everything makes so much sense. Qi Rong should be glad he isn't dead right now. He would be dead on the spot. Well, he's already dead. Yeah, holy shit. Destroying murals.
Damn you, Prince Shenlu! Give me back my wife and children!
Ooh.
Kill us all!
Ooh.
That scat-crusted mutt thinks he's so special. He's always humping the leg of that tramp Pei. He's no better than the dirt he walks on.
That jerk!
The best
Oh my god, is this it? Is this it? I did not hear what he said just now. Let me turn up the volume like to a fucking 100. This is it. Holy shit.
That scat-crusted mutt thinks he's so special. He's always humping the leg of that tramp Pei. He's no better than the dirt he walks
Pei?
on. I had the best plan, but he just had to ruin everything by getting himself kicked out of heaven. I'm good.
Wait. Oh gosh, he's here. I just remember that I got sent a script for this episode because apparently there were going to be vocabulary that would be difficult. I think my English is pretty okay, but I am fucking struggling. Holy shit, what is he saying?
That scat-crusted mutt thinks he's so special. He's always humping the leg of that tramp Pei. He's no better than the dirt he walks on. I had the best plan, but he just had to ruin everything by getting himself kicked out of heaven. I'm gonna make his corpse so ugly, no one will want it. Just as he deserves, my
Yes, exactly.
Who's he talking about? That voice? Do you recognize him, HuaLian? Okay, I'm too busy with trying to figure out who he is talking about. Oh my god. Should I pull up the script now? Should I just listen to the whole scene and episode and then pull out the script? He's talking something about Pei, cast out of heaven, something perfect for, oh gosh, he's saying something that I feel like is plot relevant, but at the same time, it's going by so fucking quickly. I need subtitles that actually work for this. Give me one more try, and then I'll hear what HuaLian has to say. I had the best plan, but he just had to ruin everything by getting himself kicked out of heaven. The only person who got himself kicked out of heaven recently was, Pei Shaw. But who was humping Pei's leg? Him? Huh? Okay, let's just watch the scene in the episode and then I'll look up the script if I'm still as confused afterwards. He's talking so quickly, but oh my god. Let's go.
His corpse so
Here he
ugly,
is.
no one will want it.
That voice.
A little bit of anger issue.
Quiet! Don't
Yeah,
move.
he does recognize
Anyone
him for
tries
some
to run
reason.
gets my lord. You're back. Did you
Here he is.
Need anything? And don't get me started on Ghost City. I was doing those piss stains a favor.
Ah,
Our king tries to honor them by taking their city, and they repay him by siding with that so-called Crimson Rain sought flower.
Meanies. They stood by
Meanies.
and watched us all get beat up. They even cheered when we lost 4 of our brothers. It was so scary, Your Majesty.
well done, Aming.
They're lucky His Majesty didn't go personally.
Our king is the best of the 3 realms.
Oh my god.
He's gonna murderize that Crimson Rain sought flower.
Terrorize him. He's lucky our backup ran into that Pei poo jerk, because we'd have creamed him good.
Huh. Pei Shaw. Pei Shaw. The backup. ran into Peishaw. I can't believe Peishaw had another cameo in this season. We haven't even seen Banyue. Peishaw has been more on screen than Banyue has. Good for you, Peishaw. Good for you. Oh my god. I'm trying to digest this very quickly. So we're actually getting to see what happened when Qi Rong's henchmen attacked Ghost City in episode 3. Handled so very easily by Ming. Oh, that's fun. This is nice. This is confusing but satisfying. We'll see.
I wouldn't say picking on as much as bored with nothing better to do.
Those pays are all the same. A bunch of scumbags! I should have hunted down those red boy fucks and chopped off their nasty diseased twat spears! Then I'd smear their sick pricks all over their...
Excuse you? What?
A bunch of scumbags! I should have hunted down those red boy fucks and chopped off their nasty diseased twat spears! Then I'd smear their sick pricks all over their temples to infect their followers. They'll all drowning in pus! Drowning in pus!
What the? Oh my god, I'm going to have to win master this entire fucking episode. Sir, good sir, Qi Rong, I take care of the cussing in my videos. What are you trying to do here? This is my job. Holy shit. Did he seriously say that he is going to cut off Pei Ming's dick and smear it all across his temples so that his followers will catch his diseases? I'm going to have to win master myself, I feel. I did not. Like, I have heard things in this show. Like, I've heard functions. Son of a bitch. But this, oh my gosh. I don't think I've ever heard this amount of cussing outside of, you know, adult cartoons. Holy shit, he's really fucking going for it. And his crowd, they're just hyping him up. Good grief, Sailor's mouth on you. Oh, this, yeah.
He swears worse than Feng Xi when he's angry.
I was just saying.
Son.
Oh, you're so angry, so annoyed.
It's the least of what that tramp and his pup deserve. Seriously, what they did to poor Xuanji was cruel. I can't even go break her out now. I mean, sealing someone under a mountain is just overdoing it.
Yeah, okay, so is Xuanji sealed under a mountain now? We have confirmation that they were indeed working together. And he can't even break her out or whatever. This is so chaotic.
General Pei did treat Shinji rather unfairly, but her actions as the Ghost Brew are entirely her own doing.
Even Xuanji got a cameo. Oh yeah, she did rip this one guy's skull off.
He didn't make her ruthless, nor fuel her obsession. And the blood on her hands is hers alone.
None of those twerps in the heavens are all that heavenly, if you ask me. Chumu's a hypocrite and Ling Wen's a cow. The Pei's are sluts. Long Qian Shou's stupid. Chun Yichen sucks. The Water and Wind Master.
Oh my god. He's just going off. I mean, I get the entertainment value at least. What was he saying though? One more time. I heard names of all the people I know.
Chumu's a hypocrite and Ling Wen's a cow. The Pei's are sluts. Long Qian Shou's stupid. Chun Yichen sucks. The Water and Wind Masters, nasty bitches. They all act like good people, but they can't fool me.
I wonder what insult he'll use if he sees Windmaster's male form.
Ooh.
But the one I really can't stand is that stupid Wat Chode. That measly devastation has the balls to think he's better than me, does he?
Agree to disagree, Qi Rong. I think he's better than you. Chode? What chode? Was that what he said? What the fuck is a chode? Oh. I'm sorry, Qi Rong, but if there's one thing that BL has taught me, it's that Hua Chang's dick is...
Measly devastation has the balls to think he's better than me, does he? One day both he and that Blackwater creep will be licking my boots. You tell him!
He and that Blackwater creature? Blackwater?
One day both he and that Blackwater creep will be licking my boots.
Blackwater creep.
You tell him! On their knees! Now then, how'd the other thing go? Are Chun Yichen and Pei fling at each other's throats yet?
No, he didn't.
No,
I want to tell His Majesty, you're going to be so proud of us.
You don't know shit, so
Oh my god.
But don't fight.
Thank you, but don't fight. What are they? I don't even know what the ghosts are talking about. I was too busy looking at. He put his fucking feet on him.
Now then,
Oh
are
no,
20
that's a
Gen
death
Pei fleeing
sentence.
at each other's throats yet?
good news for you.
No.
You did exactly as you said and started the rumor that Pei Ming wanted to make Pei Shu the martial god of the West.
Their followers are tearing the region apart.
Oh!
Let's get on both sides. Really fan those flames.
Pretended to be followers of 20 Gen and smashed Ming Guang's temple.
A bunch of Pei Ming's followers saw us and then started smashing up temples too. No one even suspected that we were in disguise.
Okay, so one of the things that Qi Rong and his henchmen are up to is that they're sowing discord amongst the gods by infuriating their followers and trying to trick them into burning each other's temples, basically. Ah, that's deviously clever, actually. Like, they're giving this vibe of, you know, silly goblins, but what they're doing is pretty fucking vicious. Yeah, this is more than I expected. This is intriguing and interesting.
Qi Rong may not be competent, but he sure is annoying. I'll be sure to tell Junwu of his plans. Hopefully that'll end the fight before it begins.
Keep up the good work. 20 Gen might make it out okay, but Pei Fling definitely won't.
Chuan Oh, the God of the West, of course. I'm going to need to read that script for one, but yeah, the study session will help me a lot because I'll get to read the subtitles.
Quick, our king wants a snack. Make sure it's a good one.
Uh-oh. Are you gonna pick the child?
Kidding me.
He's gonna
These
pick the
are all
child.
terrible.
Stay back! Don't eat them!
Fucking knew it.
Child! Take me instead!
Ah!
Hey, you! Get back in line!
Kid's still got pep in his step. Kill him.
You speak to Xianle.
Huh?
Show some respect, or I'll gladly make you.
You've got a sixth sense of humor. Most people don't have the audacity for jokes like that. So, Xianle, which branch of the royal family did you fall from?
Who's gonna catch it? Yeah.
Anle.
Huh?
Prince Anle!
Huh? I didn't catch that wordplay. Is that a wordplay? Which branch of the royal family did you come from? Well, from?
Anle.
Long Chinchou reacted to
Prince
that.
Anle! You seem to be awfully illiterate for a prince. Prince Anle was the last of the Xianle royal bloodline, and he died
Huh.
centuries ago!
Oh, pity. How'd he die?
I don't like you. Well, go kill him!
Oh, he was trying to... Huazhong is trying to make him say something about this prince. Okay, Prince Amla was the last of the royal bloodline, died centuries ago. I'm guessing he was one of the Shanda remnants. And he's asking how did he die. He's trying to make Qi Rong say it so that Lang Chenchou can hear it. This prince must be what they had in common. Or maybe even, I don't know, Qi Rong didn't react to the name as I thought he would. Like, I had this idea that maybe he even was that prince for a second, but we'll see how this plays out. Oh, can't let him get away though. Oh, fucking hell, let's go. He's not even doing anything. He got you so bad. Yeah, holy shit.
I did warn you, which is more than you deserved.
Fucking go off, Huazhong.
No, don't run!
Uh-oh.
You have to run now!
Oh no! Okay, HuaLian's gonna step in. Holy shit. You should be glad you're a ghost, Qi Rong. That would have cracked your skull open. Didn't destroy that mask though.
Nobody move!
I feel like his face reveal is important. Like, I feel like if, well, Lan Chencho is in his pocket right now, but like if he sees it, I feel like he'll recognize him. Maybe even HuaLian will recognize him. He was recognizing his voice earlier, right? And he was like, can't be, but yeah, it's someone you guys know. It's gotta be someone you know.
It's all right. You'll be safe here. Sanlang. Sanlang!
One of you useless freaks better get over here fast!
Oh my gosh, it's cracking. The mask is cracking.
It's too late for that. Some things are just inevitable. For example, the sun setting in the west, an elephant crushing countless ants underfoot.
Oh my
And
gosh.
then there's me, smiling, as I enter damn light!
Okay, that's poetic. This is a poetic beating. Some things are just inevitable. Fucking Hua Chang. He has saved up some extra anger, especially reserved for this guy. He put a few more into that once he saw his feet on that statue. And now he's on the floor, face down, before that very same statue. And now all is right in the world. Don't you think so, Hua Chang? Holy shit. Gosh, the music in this episode is so different from usual as well. Okay, here we go. Ooh. Oh no. Oh. Nice eyeliner, nice lipstick. He's kind of cute. Oh, this is the end of the episode. What the fuck? Okay, dude. The statue is crying. That's even worse. This makes me feel some kind of way, and I feel like Hua Chang understands. But hey, here we go. Very green eyes. I'm trying to see if I should know who this is. He doesn't look like any of the characters that we know so far. But he is kind of pretty. Like Shanle royalty pretty? Is he the Prince Anle that was mentioned just now? Wow. Yeah, that's it. That's the summary. You can leave now. Wow. Okay. I feel like I was both correct and incorrect at the same time. Like, nothing could have prepared me for this. Holy fucking shit. Like not only am I losing the loving and adoring HuaLian contest, but now I am also losing the cursing contest, like, on my own fucking channel. This is infuriating. Okay. Qi Rong, as I theorized, he's obviously someone HuaLian knows. And Lan Chencho probably knows him too. Like, it has to have something to do with the whole Gilded Blanket massacre and everything. He's definitely a key player. But gosh, his hubris, I can't believe that he has convinced all of these ghosts to follow him. And then he just keeps getting smashed to pieces. Like, this is obviously not the first time, and even their little assault on Ghost City was apparently nothing. Like, even Pei Shaw, who is not even a god at the moment. Well, but still god, but, you know, exiled and probably doesn't have that much access to his powers anymore, right? Like, even he just ran into some of them and just took care of them very easily. But we do learn that he is very vicious for a ghost, and he is a danger to human lives. In the sense of he fucking eats people. I don't know what else to say. He's a character for sure. And a lot of the pieces are coming into place. He has a statue of HuaLian kneeling and crying. And he uses it as a fucking footrest. Something tells me that is not the first time he has desecrated HuaLian, like his statues or temples or whatever. And HuaChang knows he's not a fan. Like, I bet that HuaChang, when he was still alive or even after he just became a ghost, was not very happy with the Shanley people who burnt down HuaLian's temple and did all these things. Kicked his statues. Like, they must have made these, right? Like, they wouldn't have looked like this in the temple, or maybe they repurposed some statues. Like, I feel like HuaLian statues are like the ones we see in the ending, right? Like, standing tall, very beautiful, holding flowers and swords. And butterflies. So yeah, they were angry to the point where they made these statues. How many years after would they have been angry about this? Like, sure, these things would become stories told through generations about the Crown Prince, about the fall of Shanle, but enough to keep up the statue thing? I wonder if Qi Rong is indeed that prince that HuaChang mentioned, the Prince Amelie. He apparently died centuries ago, and so the timeline might match. Like, I feel like HuaChang knows more about Qi Rong than he has told us so far. And if the Prince Amelie was the last royal claim from Shanle, the Shanle royal family, then yeah, that could be it. It would make sense for a prince like that to lead kind of the bitter remnants who still wants Shanle to revive, I don't know. And the previous prince was not very popular anymore anyway, so... Okay, yeah. I feel like I'm grasping the puzzle. I feel like we're getting somewhere. As for my impressions of this character, I honestly confused. Currently, like, I mean, I feel like we haven't really gotten to talk to him directly just yet. We've just watched him saunter about, be the king of his castle in a sense, and then get knocked down by HuaChang. We hit that little kid in the little alcove, so I feel like that's gonna be a thing. Like, that kid is gonna play into the next episode, either as like a hostage or someone that we need to rescue again. Maybe he wanders a bit too close to that big fucking stew pot. Gosh, I feel, because he took it further than I've ever heard anyone do in an animation like this. Holy shit. Ladies and gentlemen, Qi Rong. And now we also have his face. Probably not the best screenshot. I can probably get a better one in the next episode. I'm guessing we're continuing this in the next episode. But yeah, he kind of pretty. He could be royalty pretty, right? I don't know, like once we see him a bit more clearly, it might be easier to tell. But yeah, I love his clothes. His costume design is gorgeous. Like when you saw him walk and you could just see like the robes underneath his coat kind of move and you saw the patterns and everything. Like that was really cool. Can't say I love the design of his henchmen. They all just feel like a bunch of trolls to me. Yeah, I think it's too early to say how I feel about this character, but again, because of, well, I'm starting to understand why HuaChang might fucking hate his guts. And because I've had all of you telling me that you love to hate him, like I feel like his involvement in the whole function arc is going to be more apparent in the next episode, and it's gonna be pretty fucking bad. Honestly, I don't know what more to say. Other than that, I'm surprised. I don't know if I'm positively surprised yet. We'll see. What a performance. In the break of the ending, I had to pull up the script actually that got sent to me, and I'm surprised that I understood most of it. I just couldn't hear everything because everything was happening so quickly. The only word I really didn't know was actually the one I looked up. He sure talks a lot about dick. He almost made me forget about all the wonderful little HuaLian moments that were sprinkled through this episode. Oh, that was fun. Oh, that was nice. I just love the little developments that we're also facing, and I was fucking so long it's in this episode. Look at this cutie. I can't believe it. My wish came true. I hope that we get to see San Lang a little more often. But I mean, like we saw him for all of season 1 and then we were just waiting to see Hua Chang. So I guess this is fair. I just hope that he'll show up sometimes, you know? Be our little house husband. I just think he's so cute and so expressive. Like Hua Chang is too. But maybe it's just, you know, when you have the hair pulled out of the face, you could just see it more clearly. Like you're not slick, Hua Chang, you're not slick. Right, we have developments all around. The plot around this arc is moving forward very quickly. And so is Qi Rong and his introduction to the story. Still a bit shocked, but overall enjoying this episode. Loving the HuaLian moments, loving the little change up in the musical themes. It was way more chaotic this episode, and I feel that really reflects Qi Rong as he's being introduced to us. Anle, question mark? Yeah, I will have a lot to think about. Specifically how to up my swearing game. I feel like I need to practice. I can handle Hua Chang winning over me in the Loving HuaLian contest, but this one, I'm not sure my pride can handle it. Gosh, I'm just thinking about him sauntering around in his clothes like that. He's giving alternative art major vibes. Like Hua Chang said, he fancies himself a poet. Like he is in the literature department, and he thinks that everything he makes is better than everyone else's shit. Dresses pretentiously, eats a carnivore diet, I guess. Hopefully not human flesh. Yeah, I have AU Qi Rong fleshed out in my head already. I don't even know if he's the popular character to have in your AUs. He seems like he's prominent, but more of a side character, you know. I don't know, maybe he has a popular ship later on that makes him appear more often. Can you tell that I'm itching to get into the TGCF fandom spaces so that I can discover these things for myself? I think fandom culture is so interesting, and I love seeing fans and their takes on this source material, you know? How they transform it. But I still have, what is it, 9, 10, 11, 12, 4 episodes to go in this season, and then the 8 volumes of that stack of books before I can officially allow myself into those spaces. So thank you so much for leaving comments and contributing to these discussions with me and keeping them as spoiler free as possible. And of course also to everyone who hangs out in my server and who talks to me there and lets me know what I can interact with and what I can't interact with. If you're interested in getting more involved in my TGCF journey, check out all the links that I put down in the description below. For the Discord, for the Google Docs spoiler document, and whatever else you might need. This has been Amelia, aka Spaced Out Puffin, and I'll see you in the next one.